Bennett, I want to thank you for coming to camp. My name is Thad Johnson with ABC, and I'll be doing your pitching lesson here today. I'm going to take a look at your delivery here, and we're going to talk about a few different things. First thing I want to talk about is you getting to a balanced position. Now, ideally, when pitchers get to that balanced position, we'd like to see that their heads stay over their back foot, and you do a real good job of this. You got a slight leak in that front hip right there, so your delivery you start to move forward before you really get up to that balance point. And it's this would be your balance point about right here, and as you can see, you just got a little hip movement moving forward. So you just want to make sure that we do a good job staying up over the top of that rubber. You get to the top, not that you're going to stop, but you want to make sure you get to the top, and then as you go forward, your hands are going to break. Okay, so your lower half's just getting out ahead of your top half just a hair early. And as you can see, you're moving forward, and now your hands break. Okay, and you need to speed up the process, or speed up your top half just a little bit to allow it to catch up. As we talk about the directional phase, the one thing I always look for with my pitchers is that they have a slight tilt in the hips. And as you can see, you do a real good job right here, Bennett, of keeping that weight on that back side through the initial part of your delivery and your line to home plate. So that's real good. The one thing I want to recommend doing, and this is something you can practice from a balanced position, is that when you take off and you head towards home plate, you want to make sure that your glove stays in line with your front foot. All right, what this is going to do when you practice is it's going to keep your top half in line, and it'll keep your lower half in line as well. Everything should be shooting off towards that catcher. Okay, because as we move forward a little bit further in your delivery, what you're going to see is you're going to land with a slight your glove, you're slightly closed off in your delivery. Okay, your foot appears to be just a hair on the excuse me, not your foot. Your lower half is in a good position. Your lower half is in a very, very strong position. It's going towards home plate. What I'm trying to get out of here is your top half, and the positioning of your glove is headed in a closed off position. It's probably aiming behind the right-handed batter's box. Okay, if you were to look at you from behind, and what happens is when your top half gets closed off as you land, and we get to this loaded position. I call this the loaded position. As the top half lands and you're in a closed off position, your top half is going to want to open up super early. Okay, you're going to almost go into a body throw to clear out, and you can see your head. If you look at your head right here, Bennett, you're in a real good position. Okay, your head is going forward, and as you can see, your glove, partly why it's not in line is because it is so closed off, and you kind of got it, your shoulders rotated towards that right-handed batter's box. About right here, you'll see this head start to tilt, and when that head starts to tilt offline, what it's telling us is that your top half is taking over the delivery. You're no longer working forward, and you're trying to clear that top half out of the way towards this fence right here, and you'll see this is gonna just snap off to the left, and your glove and your elbow and your shoulder is just gonna pull yourself. You're just gonna pull yourself down and out of the way, as opposed to foot strike. Glove stays in a your glove will just almost hold in a position, and it'll look like your chest will go directly towards that glove. I mean, that's what you're looking for. So as we clear the lines off, you'll see what I'm talking about. So right here, your elbow's getting pulled in. Okay, your top half's getting real short. You got the head snap, and this is something I call body throwing. And when you start to body throw, okay, you lose your line towards home plate. And as you can see right here, you got big time tilt with your top half. Okay, you're probably not really even seeing the pitch out of your hand. You're in a real awkward position. Um, Putting a lot of strain on your shoulder, a lot of strain on your elbow. So this is something that you're going to have to correct. One thing I recommend is you get to this loaded position right here, and there's a drill that I like to do with my guys where they get to this loaded position, and what they do is they rock to their back foot, and they just drive off with their back foot on the rotation. Now you're going to leave your back foot on the ground, but what you want to try to do is you just want to try to rotate around your upper half. Okay, you want to try to keep your head on line and just use that as an axis to rotate around and just spin and throw while keeping your lower half on the ground. It's just kind of called a loaded sway. So you're just swaying back and then swaying forward and rotating, and just leave that backside on the ground. Try to stay nice and upright as your top half moves forward to get over your leg. Just it's a great drill. A great drill for any pitcher to use, and you do it in slow motion. You can do it without a baseball first, and then work in throwing to a partner. Loaded sway drill, and again, it's called a loaded sway because you start in the loaded position, and the loaded position once again is when your foot hits the ground. You want to just check your weight back, and then check your weight forward, and rotate around the top half so your top half stays nice and upright, forcing you to get your glove out and your chest out over your front foot to the release. So, Bennett, I wanna thank you for coming to camp. I hope that you learned a little bit here today, and you really, overall have a very sound delivery. You look like you're going to be a pretty good sized kid. You got a lot of strength in your lower half, and you just want to be able to use it, and you want to be able to use all your energy from the point of the top of the balance point. You want to use all that energy at the top, and it just wants to go in one direction, forward. Okay, not left, not right to left, or not left to right. You just want to drive everything into that glove, into your front side, getting your chest way out over your front leg and reaching. So again, Bennett, thanks for coming to camp, and we look forward to seeing you out there again sometime soon.